This is problem 29 from your review, the problem that had the radicals in the equation. I want to separate these two radicals, so I'm going to take the second radical and add it to the other side, and I'm going to take this plus 2 and subtract it to the other side. After I do that, I'm ready to go ahead and square the two sides. This will be the hardest step. Squaring the side over here with the radical, I'll just remove the radical, but squaring the side with the minus 2, I'm going to have to FOIL. So I'll be taking that group and multiplying it to itself. After I do that, after I multiply this radical with itself, I'll end up with just the part inside the radical. This radical with the minus 2 gives me this minus 2 with the radical. This minus 2 with the radical again gives me this one. And then the minus 2 with the minus 2 gives me the plus 4. I'm going to combine like terms on this side. I'll have x squared minus 3x plus 13, and I'll combine these two minus radicals to make minus 4. I'm going to take as many of these terms to the other side just to clean up this equation and to get ready to square each side again. I'll cancel the x squares. I added the 3x over, subtracted the 13, and I can't really get rid of the 4, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide everything by 2 just to make the number smaller. Now I'm ready to go ahead and square the two sides again. Squaring the side with the radical will be easier this time because there's not going to be any foiling. I will have to FOIL this left-hand side. After I FOIL the left-hand side and square the right-hand side, I'll end up with this. I put this radical in a parentheses because I want to remember that I need to distribute. After I distribute, after I take all the terms from the right-hand side to the left-hand side, because of the squares, I'm either going to have to factor or do the quadratic formula. Since there's a 5 here, I'm just going to go with the quadratic formula. So I did my negative b plus or minus the b squared minus the 4ac over the 2a. I get 576 inside the radical, and that's a perfect square. That tells me the problem would have factored, but I wasn't going to because of the 5. I'll end up with 30 over 10 when I do 6 plus the 24. That gives me a 3. And when I do the 6 minus the 24, I get negative 18. And when I divide that by the 10, well, I'll reduce it down to negative 9/5. On my calculator, I've typed out the original problem, and I put my calculator in the ask mode because I want to check the table. I'm going to check these solutions. So go to my table, type in 3. Original problem says it needs to equal 0, and when I hit enter, I don't get 0. So this 3 needs to be marked out. It's an extraneous solution. I didn't do anything wrong, it just doesn't check. When I do my negative 9/5, hopefully I get 0. And I do. So the answer of this equation is just this negative 9/5. Hey, I typed out a video. I don't know if I like it.